Dear friends, respected chief guest, Sundar sir, Professor Umesh Chandra, and all of our faculty members, respected registrar sir. Sir, I reminded of our incident in Bangalore where we sat together. We had only 15 audience. Yeah, it was because of the Kolar incident. We sat there to witness our protest, not only to witness our protest, it was also to draw the attention of the government to take action. Somewhere I thought it was also similar. Wherever you go, you have a less audience. That speaks of your, a different caliber. Okay. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation that you made. It is not just a presentation, you made us to think twice, and especially the students of journalism and all the social sciences today have to think in terms of the framework that you provided to us. I have many things to tell you and also share some of those things, but please excuse me. I want you to come back to our university once again. My dear young friends, you must know when it was a high time, when professor was invited to the university shut the doors not to invite him for some reasons. I know for sure why some of those universities did not invite him. And I appreciate your courage, Professor Umesh Chandra, for getting him here. And I know the kind of impact that it is going to have on the larger media today, larger think tanks on the campus and then outside. It's a great thing to happen in a university today. We had the same situation earlier where, scholars used to come and give us the food for thought. They were all making us stand on the toe and then, work. And none of us were restricted to class. Unfortunately, most of us are now restricted to class. They are not allowed to go out. It was you made us to go out. And that's why most of the students as well as the teachers, young teachers here, I don't know how many of you did it, we were always outside. You said activist. You made many teachers activists, and I'm so happy that you also, trained me to be so. We went to Kolar, we went to Bangalore, we went to Tumkur to protest. Of course, registrar is there. We applied for leave here. And I don't know whether the government employees could do that, but we were able to do that because there was a system to go and then protest. And there is one important thing that you missed. Let me not, respond to his lecture. If there is anyone in Karnataka today who spoke for women, you said it, human rights, who spoke for women today, Professor Pari, and none other than Professor himself, Shivsundaris himself. You gave us a very different, framework to understand women's issues in Karnataka. You brought in land reforms, you brought in kind of the male chauvinistic practices both in the university and then outside, and you made us to think, and somehow some of us were trying to think that our syllabus needs to be included with your kind of thought. Of course we were not allowed to do that. Sir, the rest of your years, I want you to speak very profoundly. You always do that. You are known for that. Very profoundly for the values that you stood for women today. I know how you adore the Indian Constitution, but now I think this is time. I'm online. I'm telling you, please see that you continue to do this voice, raise this voice for women in this particular country, because the women today are the one who can protect us in terms of both the bhumi for which you work for which you stood for. ಏನಾದರೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಭೂಮಿ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕಂತಂದರೆ ಅದು ವುಮೆನ್ನಿಂದ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಐ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಯು, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸಿ ದಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಜರ್ನಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯಿತು. ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಕಳಿಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಕಾಲ. ನಾನು ಮತ್ತು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಒಂದು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟಾಗಿ 4 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಇವ್ರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ. ನನಗೆ ನೀವು ಅನುಮತಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ತಾವು ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ MCJ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದು ತಮ್ಮ ಗ್ಲೋರಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಮಂಥವ್ರು ಬಂದಾಗ ಜರ್ನಲಿಸಮ್ ಕೇವಲ ಜರ್ನಲಿಸಮ್ ಆಗದೆ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಸಮ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆಗದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕರುಣ ಅಂತ ತಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಲ್ಲ ಬುದ್ಧಿಸಮ್ದು ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲದೇ ಇದ್ದರೆ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಲಿ, ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಯಂಗ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ಔಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಮೆನಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಸ್ಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ಇನ್ ಏರ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ರೂಮ್. You became an activist and you became a great scholar because you always lived with not your caste. You said it. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕವಾಗಿ ನೊಂದವರ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬದುಕದಂಥ ಶಿವಸುಂದರ ಸರ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಗೌರವ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾನಂತೂ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಶಿಷ್ಯನೇ, ಅವತ್ತಿಂದಲೂ ಇವತ್ತಿಂದಲೂ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಶಿಷ್ಯನೇ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ಡ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್. Because we are in administration, we are not able to say anything more other than this. Thank you so much for inspiring us and keep inspiring us, Professor Umesh Chandra and your team.